welcome back for another session of the Hopry. My name is Mark Starr, and tonight I've got a doubly special beer for you. You probably saw one of my recent reviews. I reviewed the Cantillon Iris, and I dedicated that to my daughter, one of my daughters actually, whose name is Iris. And so I kind of set out to find a beer that was named after my other daughter. Her name is Nora. So what I found here is a Baladin Nora, and the reason why this is also special for me is that this is the first Italian craft beer that I've ever had. You know, there's probably not a great deal of Italian beers, you know, on the market here that we can find. I was actually kind of going through my beer book here, trying to kind of, you know, look at some of the other beers that are available, you know. And with respect to the size of the book and how much time is given to Belgium and the United States, there's just really not a whole lot of Italian beers. So what makes this even more special, like the Cantillon Iris, is that I've not had this one. So I have no idea what to expect. You know, I have read some reviews on this. It kind of gets mixed reviews, but hey, you know what? Your palate is what matters. If you don't like it, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. If you love it, hey, you got a new beer. So anyway, I'm pretty anxious to try this one. Once again, I'm dedicating this one to my beautiful little daughter, Nora. And let's give it a spin and see what we got. I will tell you the bottle on this one weighs about 45 pounds, so make sure you're working out before you drink this one. So right off the bat, I can tell you on the color, it's a really nice, light straw color. So it's really warm and golden. Not getting a whole lot of head off of this one, you know, straight out of the bottle. Now I'll give it a little bit of an agitation here, and you know, you can see there's still not a whole lot of head coming off of it. But I do like the color of it. There's a slight bit of haze. But otherwise, I think it really kind of reminds me of a wheat beer in the way that it looks. Don't see a whole lot of sediment, so this one's probably been filtered once or twice. But anyway, let me go ahead and stick my nose in here and see what's going on inside the glass. I'm actually really anxious based on some of the things that I've read. So it definitely smells like a Belgian beer to me, more of like a Belgian wit beer. So not long ago I reviewed the Allagash White. This really kind of smells like the Allagash White to me. Getting a lot of citrus peel, like lemon peel, definitely getting the yeast. A little bit of orange peel as well. I do get a little bit of spice. Maybe a touch of ginger, not enough to, you know, really make it astringent or spicy, if you will. I would say really not a whole lot going on in the nose, to be honest with you. I would say it's more, you know, subdued than I would like for a beer to be. But anyway, let's go ahead and taste it and, you know, see if there's anything different that comes out on the palate. So not overly crazy about this. You know, the way it hits your tongue and goes down is a little bit different than most beers I've had. There's almost a slight tang to the flavor. I definitely pick up those same flavors with the yeast. I am getting a little bit of the spice. It really is kind of just a touch of ginger. More, I would say, more of a lemon or even a lime rind on there. Let me give it another spin. It's definitely got a tartness. I wouldn't say it's approaching, you know, like a sour ale or anything, but you know, it's not quite as, I guess, refreshing as I would like it to be. That's one way of looking at it. You know, in a bottle this size, you know, you hope that this thing just kind of blows your mind. and it's really not. You know, I think this is the kind of beer, you know, when you have a beer that's not so great at drinking by itself, the first thing that I always think of is, what would this taste good with? Usually you can take these types of beers, pair them with some type of food, and I think it would do really well. Because this isn't giving me a whole lot of excitement on the palate, I would think that this would go really well with like a spicy dish. So maybe, you know, it would seem really odd to say that this Italian beer would go with Indian food, but I have a really good feeling that this would go great with Indian food. Or, you know, even some spicy Mediterranean type of food. Yeah, not a whole lot going on here. You know, I did want to point out one thing too, because I was reading this in the book and I actually thought this was really interesting. They're talking about the brewer, and his name is Musso. But it says that Musso plays music to his yeast during the fermentation process, believing that they respond. I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought, you know, wow, I'm really expecting a lot out of this beer now. You know, this is just not that great of a beer for me, I'll be honest with you. And you know what, that's okay. You know, you can drink a beer, and if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Now, I will tell you that I'm not going to just give up on it. You know, look at this, I've got about, you know, 3 gallons left to drink all by myself, which, you know, I don't mind. I did want to tell you, though, that this particular beer comes from Piozzo, Italy. If you're looking at the map of Italy, you think about it in terms of the boot. Piozzo is up in the far northwest region, so up where if you're looking at the boot, it would be where the shoelaces tie up at the top. So, you know, way northern part of Italy. I will be anxious to try some other Italian beers, because I got to be honest, this one, you know, it's not really floating my boat a whole lot. It's not a bad beer. I mean, I'm not going to go, you know, dump it down the drain, but I would say I probably won't buy this one again. I'll say at the end of the day, what I am happy about, though, is that I have a nice new vase for my sweet baby Nora's bedroom, and I'll probably go out and try to find her some sort of flower to put in here and put it on her little bookshelf, and she'll always have something to look at. And anyway, I think it's kind of neat to have a bottle with your name on it. And so anyway, thanks again for coming back to the Hopry. My name is Mark Starr, and if you're following me on Twitter, you can go to twitter.com/thehopry, and obviously you can go to my new website, which is www.thehopry.com. And I also wanted to point out one more feature. You know, I listen to a lot of music, and so if you go onto my website, you'll notice under the portion of my review where I tell you where you can find these beers, I'm actually going to share with you who I've been listening to on my iPod recently. So in addition to giving you great beer reviews, now I'm getting you good music. So you know what? Keep coming back, and I'll keep sharing everything I've got with you, and you know, we'll enjoy it all together. So anyway, my name is Mark Starr, and we'll see you later. Bye.